Hey everybody, I'm actually here on a personal retreat day. This is my annual planning retreat. Usually a personal retreat day I'll take one day, one work day. But once a year I get away for 2 to 3 days by myself. And the last few years what I've done is I've gotten away. I love to camp, and so I've gotten away with our camper. There it is behind me in the background. Little camping spot. I'm here at Hell's Gate, down here in Lewiston. Not very far away from home, but far enough. And I love to camp, and so I'll get away, spend 2 or 3 days on my own, and then my family will come and join me this weekend, and we'll have fun camping before the weather starts turning too cold. Right now it's, I don't know when you'll actually watch this video, but right now it's about the middle of September 12th. So I'll spend a couple days here, and love personal retreat days, and I love my planning retreat. It's a day just to get away, kind of like what I wrote about in the article that you just read. This is a day where I get away and I step out of the busyness of doing my job. All of us, whatever job we do, it's not just ministry, but ministry especially, we get wound up about all the things we got to do, all the anxieties and worries and frustrations and just the demands of our job. It's easy to get up every single morning and just go through the motions and make the phone calls and meet with the students and never really take time to step back. And so these are days where we stop doing our typical work and we get away. Oftentimes for a lot of us, that means physically we get away, so that we can listen, so that we can. I love the image that I use in the article about the balcony. If ministry were a gigantic dance, if the job that we do, the vocation that you are involved in is a dance, then a PRD is like the day that you get away from the dance. You step off the dance floor, you go sit up in the balcony with God, and you get His perspective. You get to hear Him talk about the things that He sees that you just don't see when you're down in the middle of the dance, and you're down in the middle of everything that's going on when you're on the dance floor. There are certain things you just can't see because you have to be focused on the dance. Personal retreat day is a day where you don't have to focus on the dance. You can instead get a different perspective. And so I know for me, everybody's different. Everybody's mind works differently. Their heart works differently. And so personal retreat days are different for all of them. But for me, I have kind of 4 different PRDs that I will typically interact with. One of those PRDs is the planning PRD, what I'm doing right now. I'm setting out. I've set some time aside. I'm going to plan my next 12 months, and I need to get my calendar out, and I need to really pray prayerfully. I don't just need to put in things that I need to do. I need to pray over the things that I want to do this next year, and I need to pray over things that I don't want to do this year, and I need to let God lead me in making those decisions of what to do, what to say yes to, what to say no to. A lot of people want me to be in a lot of different places. And so those are important PRDs for me. Another PRD that I'll often do is I'll just do a listening PRD where I'll just get away, and the goal is just to be silent. I love the outdoors. I love to camp. I love to get out in the mountains. I will go hike around the mountains where I hunt, and I'll just walk around and with my journal, with a Bible, and I'll just listen. I find there are so many things that I feel like God's trying to say to us that we just don't take time to stop and shut up long enough that we can hear it. And so a PRD is there to stop long enough that we can actually hear the things that we need to see the things we need to see, hear the things we need to hear. So just a listening PRD. I'm amazed at the things that I will hear and become aware of when I'm on those PRDs, things that I've been missing that are just sitting right there underneath the surface. I just needed to stop long enough to see it. Another PRD that I'll do is we have our past president, Bill Westphal. He gave us a method if we were ever stumped or needing to kind of get over some kind of brain teaser. he gave us a little method that we would use. And so I'm not going to go over that method all here, but there's a method that sometimes I'll use in a PRD if I have a real problem, an obstacle that I'm trying to figure out how to overcome, something that's just been stressing me out month after month after month, and just things that I'm trying to figure out. And I'm just a mental block. There's a PRD method that takes about a good 7 to 8 hours, and it's been really beneficial for me. And so I feel like every 3 or 4 months I go through that process, just to see and hear and get some perspective on something that I have just been stuck on for 3 or 4 months. And then there's also the PRDs where it's just time to just get away. And who knows, you're just going to leave the door open. You're not getting away to plan. You're not getting away to go through a brain stumper, figuring stuff out. You're not going to get away to intentionally even listen. You're just going to get away and just see what God does with the space that you create. For some people, they're going to get away and they're going to go fishing for a day. They're going to get away and they're going to. We try to make sure we don't spend every single PRD every month all year long doing these kind of PRDs, but every now and then you just pull away and you just say, I just need to take a breath. I need to smile a little bit. So there are a few PRDs a year that I'll do that too. So love this space. It's about perspective. And I feel like I get a ton of it on these spaces. So anyway, that's a PRD. I love those. It's kind of like a Sabbath, but different. And it's a working space. Something we do to work. So anyway, don't know if that's helpful. Don't know if it even makes sense. But I'm going to get back to my PRD. And just wanted to leave this note and talk about what this experience is like. Thanks, guys.